What's up, everyone? My name is Aya. I am a coach, public speaker, I'm an author. I coach parentpreneurs. I consult for small, medium, and large businesses around social selling. We're talking about the best ingredients to create the wonderful meal of your social selling strategy. Let's do a quick recap. Social selling is where you sell online, anywhere on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, your podcast, your website, a sales funnel, basically anywhere that someone can come and continuously see you and you can be selling to them in not necessarily a one-to-one setting. That's what social selling is. It's a new buzz term, and it's very, very powerful. I wanted to give some tips and tricks on social selling and how to. We're talking about preparing for rebuttals. People who have businesses, you are in the business of selling. Let's say you're a plumber, right? You're a plumber. You're actually in the business of selling plumbing. Right? Because if you don't have anyone to be a plumber to, you don't have a business. The biggest portion of your business is having people buy whatever it is that product is, whatever it is that service is. Selling becomes the engine of business. If you don't have a sales team or if you're not prioritizing selling, then you're not going to be in business for much longer. You need to have a product, you need to have a service, it needs to be good, it needs to be beneficial, it needs to have value, all of that good stuff. You need to have an automation system, you need to have customer service, customer experience. All of those things definitely need to happen. What would there be to sell if you don't have those things? But what I will say is that you can sell and create those things versus if you have those things but you're not selling anything, that's not a great place to be. Selling is important. If you have a negative connotation about selling as a business owner, you have to let it go because that's what your business is. In 2023, it's a very competitive market. The marketplace is extremely competitive. Every business owner, you need to be thinking about your selling strategy. You need to have a strategy. And social selling can be a big part of your selling strategy. Right now, we're talking about rebuttals. Rebuttals are really important because humans are going to rebut what you have to say. It's almost a knee-jerk reaction with humans. People are just going to just say something. A lot of times, they're not well thought out. Sometimes they are. Sometimes people will have a rebuttal that is very well thought out, but most of the time they're knee-jerk reactions and they're just things that come to the surface that people have, and you need to be prepared for it. Humans are not passive. It's very rare that you're like, hey, buy this cell phone, and they're going to be like, okay. It just doesn't happen. You're going to have to do a little convincing. You're going to have to do a little persuasion. You're going to have to do a little storytelling in order for someone to be like, oh, okay. In the process of doing that, people will give you rebuttals. And I think as content creators and business owners, we can get delusional. What do I mean by that? When you're a business owner, when you're a content creator, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that what you have is good. You have what it takes. People should buy it. You have to be assertive about that. You have to be willing to face rejection and say, you should buy this. It's a very unique place to be. A lot of times, if you're going to write that book, if you're going to start that blog, if you're going to launch that online store, if you're going to say that speech, you have to pump yourself up and be like, someone wants to hear this. You want to hear this. You're going to hear this now. You're going to want to buy this. This is the best thing on the planet. I believe in this. And that is real. That is so real. And you need to be doing that. As we're doing that, what happens is we don't spend enough time thinking that people will have rebuttals. And so what happens? We take it personally. We get our feelings hurt. We get all up in our feelings. We're like, oh my God, they asked me this question. Why are you asking me a question? No, people are going to ask you a question. Why are you the best coach for me? Why is this jacket the best jacket for me? Why should I come to this club? Why should I use you as an event planner? That's just normal. Because we're so focused on all the good things that we do, we're taken by surprise when someone casually and rather quickly will say something like, well, why would I need this? Or why does this cost so much? Or I haven't seen this before. Or I don't really think I need this. Or this looks good, but like we're just like we're just like, what? We're literally like, what does that mean? What that means is that we just haven't prepared. We haven't prepared. Sometimes when people think about overcoming objections or overcoming rebuttals, they go down this path of I'm not good enough, or is this not good enough? I don't want you to go down that path. I want you to understand that people are going to have rebuttals. If you pay attention and you write down notes with every person you engage in, you'll come to realize that almost everyone has the same 3 to 5 rebuttals. In one day, you talk to 100 people and you say this, and then they say this, and you say this, and they say this. It's going to boil down to the same 3 to 5 things that they're saying. Maybe 2, maybe 4, but 3 to 5 things. If you know that, you can prepare. Well, why is it so expensive? That's a great question. I think the word expensive is relative. What I would like you to focus on is the value, because if you do this, this is going to save you this amount of money, and it's going to bring you this, and it's actually going to 10x your revenue over the next 2 years. So in terms of why is this expensive, I think you should reframe it and say, look at the value that this brings to your business. You have to be able to prepare for that. I don't really think I need this. You need to be able to say why you need this. I don't really think I need this. Well, actually, if you think of the numbers, if you look statistically, your competitors, this is the direction the industry is going, and your competitors can do this in this amount of time. And if you don't have the software, you won't be able to keep up with your competitors. And what does that mean? Ultimately, what that means is you're not going to be in business soon, because you're going to be overtaken by your competitors, because they really do have a competitive advantage if you don't switch over to this technology. It's that simple. The reason why I'm saying it's that simple is if you know it's going to come, because 95% of the people are going to say the same 3 to 5 things, then just say that because it's important. Here's the thing I want you to know about selling. It is not a winging it kind of thing. No one is born a great salesperson. No one is born understanding what to do. These are skills that can be taught, that anyone can learn and anyone can do. Some of the best salespeople I've ever worked with are not outgoing. They do not have big personalities. They are not great speakers. No, they're prepared. They're prepared, and they come off trustworthy, and they have an answer to every question. They follow up, and all of these things. Ultimately, they make the money. Marketing is different from selling. Marketing, you want to have a personality. Marketing, you want to be unique. Marketing, you want to differentiate. Marketing, those are things that are important in your marketing. But selling is about effective communication. Selling is about anticipating what that conversation is going to be like. Selling is being able to think ahead and have an answer and be the expert at all times in that process. Is controlling the conversation and the narrative to lead that person down this path. Once they've expressed interest and once it's been established that what you have is positive for them. I want you to think about that most rebuttals are the same, depending on the industry, depending on where you are, depending on whatever you're doing. The rebuttals you're receiving, they're the same. So you can prepare in advance. Being prepared in advance is putting you heads and shoulders above the rest. It's been such a wonderful pleasure to be talking to you. Follow me if you like this tip and all that good stuff. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.